You are listening to the Knightline Sports Network, brought to you by Travis Dever and the Dever team, 386-690-1636.
This is WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580, Orlando's news and talk.
Welcome to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Night Nation's only call-in show goes live now.
All right, hello, Night Nation. This is Andrew Phegley, and this is Knightline at Night. We are live from the Dever Team Studios, brought to you by Chad Barr Law. Assisting injured veterans get the help they deserve. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036, or visit protectingvets.com. You can also call Travis Dever for all your New Smyrna Beach real estate needs, 386-690-1636. And if you need a new car or used car, truck, or Jeep, call me, Andrew Phegley, at 386-736-3000. We're doing that now. Taking your calls if you want to talk to us, 844-580 9326, 844-580-9326. Or you can use the open mic feature in the WDBO app. Once again, I'm Andrew Phegley at AP_Knightline on Twitter. And nobody's with me today. It's just me, except possibly my producer will want to talk some UCF sports with me.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone, please.
Well, if you listen to Live Local and Loud, I'm well known as Research Joe. My name's Joe Remmett. I'm the producer here right now, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so I've had all kinds of technical issues today and all that stuff, and so Joe is going to talk with me. Joe, you know a lot about sports, and you live in Orlando, so you can't not know about UCF, Orlando's hometown team.
Definitely.
Right?
No, yeah. It's one of those things where it's just like, I may not be the biggest UCF guy. I root for UCF. They're probably my second team behind my good old Michigan State Spartans.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, of course. I stay tuned with UCF. I keep myself plugged in because you are right. It's Orlando's hometown team.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Orlando's hometown team. All right. 49-17 win over the UConn Huskies yesterday for the football team, and a 75-59 win over the Evansville Purple Aces. Never heard of them, but that's fine. For basketball. So Darren Green Jr. in basketball, 17 points, 6 of 13 on the field goals. Free throws, 2 of 3. Didn't have to shoot very many free throws, so that's good. And then back to football when I can switch my page here. Getting to the box score. All right, Mikey Keene had a good day yesterday playing football. 23 of 29 for 208 yards, 0 interceptions, which is awesome. 2 touchdowns. Had a pretty good day. I think that's a great day for him, being a freshman quarterback. Ryan O'Keefe actually threw a touchdown as well, though. Our wide receiver extraordinaire, Ryan O'Keefe, who in high school was a quarterback and in college is playing wide receiver, really fast dude, but threw a 49-yard touchdown. And that was pretty exciting on a little fake reverse thing and threw it right down there. So Johnny Richardson, running back, 14 carries, 147 yards, averaged 10.5 a carry, which is pretty crazy. 1 touchdown. Parker Navarro, backup quarterback, actually got in there and carried the ball 3 different times, which was pretty cool. I guess Roger's on the phone now. Roger, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my stuff today, trying to get connected, but I'm glad that you're there on the radio there. So, or on the telephone.
Coming from cold Cincinnati, man.
All right. That's good. Yeah, so I was just talking about the football game, going through some stats really quick. Joe, you can continue to talk with us if you want to as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I was just saying that Parker Navarro got a couple carries and a touchdown. Mikey Keene, man, showed the legs off a little bit, and it was quite, in my opinion, and I hate to make I can't think of the word now,
Opinions?
but well, not opinions. I love opinions. I wouldn't be on the radio if I didn't love to give you my
That's a good
opinion.
point.
But comparisons. I hate to make comparisons, but if you were to compare that run that Mikey Keene had yesterday, kind of made something out of nothing. There was a quarterback that we had a couple of years ago that has now gone on to FSU, one Mackenzie Milton that looked a lot like him. So I loved the 33-yard run for a touchdown, or 30-yard run. He had 33 on 4 carries, so it was a 30-yard. It was beautiful. He dove for the corner, got the pylon. What a beautiful run from him, and good to see him do that because he hasn't really shown much of his legs, and we knew that he had it. We'd seen it on his high school tape and all that stuff, so it wasn't new to those people that know what he can do, but it was new to the people that didn't. So, Roger, what did you think about Mikey Keene's run?
Oh, I think it was great. He ran to the opposite end of it. He saw where the defense was going, ran to the opposite end. Then he, like you said, he displayed some speed. And really, when we're talking about Mikey Keene, he was classified as a dual threat. And I know we've talked about this before, but he's classified as a dual threat. He showed his legs. He cut the corner, got the right angle, and stretched out for the touchdown. So he displayed a little toughness when he was running as well, which is what you want out of a dual threat running quarterback. And it was good to see him do it because, one of the things Gus's radio show that he does every week, one of the things he said was he wanted Mikey to start doing that a little bit more. And, clearly he's got the wheels to do it. It's just a question of when he decides to run. And he actually had a couple more as well. But, that run, if anything, if it's a threat, then that's one additional body that they've got to spy on, and that takes somebody out of the box for the team. So I think it was great, and I think it gives other coaches something to think about when they're scheming against us.
All right, here's what Coach Gus Malzahn had to say about it.
We've been telling him you're going to have to keep some, and he kept it and he ran, he cut it back. That was a great play. That was really good to see. And, when that happens, it makes defenses play honest. And so really we've been waiting on that moment. He did a good job. He scrambled for a first down. We got a hold on that one, but he is starting to slow down a little bit and, really keep his eyes down the field and start to make some plays with his feet. And when he does that, that opens everything else up.
All right, Gus Malzahn talking about Mikey Keene on his 30-yard run, and here's Mikey Keene talking about it as well.
It's kind of been an objective since I've started playing. I wanted to establish the run game, help out our offense a little bit, because me being another factor for the defense to consider can always just help our offense out. So coming into the game, I wanted to try and get a little run game established for myself, and once I kind of saw the end zone, I didn't want anything to stop me from getting in it.
All right, so he definitely did that. Brandon Johnson led the way with 7 receptions for 125 yards and a touchdown. Ryan O'Keefe followed with 9 catches for 56 yards. Titus had a couple catches. Jalen Robinson had a couple catches. Johnny Richardson had a catch. Amari Johnson had a couple. So that was good. Tatum Bethune on defense, linebacker, playing pretty good. Even though he was quite injured, you saw that arm that wasn't looking too good with the big brace on it and all that stuff. But 14 tackles for him total, which has kind of been the norm for him, especially now that the other linebacker is out, Bryson Armstrong. So Tatum Bethune, is even having to protect a little bit more, and he did a great job being injured as well. Devad Wilson did a good job. John Powell had a sack, which, he hasn't been playing much, but now he is because of injuries. Justin Hodges had a sack. Traymon Morris-Brash had a sack. Cam Good had a sack and an interception. Cam Good, an interception, a lineman. That was awesome. Good to see from him. Big Cat had a half of a sack. and Tatum Bethune had a half of a sack as well. There were also some turnovers, interceptions. Cam Good had that interception. Devad Wilson had one, and Justin Hodges. So 3 turnovers via interceptions. Overall, a great day. I mean, Roger, what did you pick this last week as your Tijuana Flats hot pick of the week? What was it?
I think it was 44-14 is what I had picked. So I was close, but not quite there. Or
Okay, well, that's
one of the
44-7, I think I think that's what you picked, but that's what I remember. Or something. I don't know. I picked a lower score because I didn't think our offense was kicking like this. But it looked like in the third quarter they took off. Didn't do much. Didn't score. Neither team scored in the third quarter. They both kind of, I guess, took a break doing that. But UCF got out first, ahead first. Good. 21 points getting out there, and then in the first quarter, and then second quarter followed that up by 14. Third quarter was 0-0 for both of them, and then 14 for UCF in the fourth quarter. So UConn's not the greatest talent, but they gave them a game. They played hard out there the entire time. Let's hear what Gus had to say real quick. Well, you know what? We're going to have to – let's hear what Gus – I thought it was a longer clip. Here we go. This is Gus talking about just the game.
Extremely proud of our team. Won game handily. Really what stood out to me is how we got off to a fast start. 21-0. I think before they made a first down. So real happy to kind of get some breathing room. Defensively we were down some linebackers. John Powell and Quade Mosier stepped in. I thought they did a solid job in that first half before we got Jeremiah back in the second half. But like I said, overall, we were balanced on offense. I thought Travis did a super job mixing things up with the pressures that he brought, especially when we were kind of thin at linebacker. And it was a good quality win.
All right, there you go. Good quality win. That is always what you want your coach to say. Dan Mullen is not saying that today. We'll just say that, which is good. I know. You guys can call the Florida guys can call if you want to, and we can talk about that if you're interested. So Dan Mullen fired this afternoon or this morning from, or maybe even last night, you never know, after losing to Missouri, which is I hate Missouri too, but I hate both of those teams equally. So it is what it is. Probably good for the Florida team to have a new coach though. They haven't done very well there. All right, we're going to take a break here. We're going to come back, and then we're going to talk more about UCF sports and not very much Gators. So we'll be right back. Knightline at Night.
An auto accident can change your life forever. At Chad Barr Law, we are raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Hi, I'm Chad Barr, and I want you to know that our entire team is dedicated to providing you with the representation you deserve in your greatest time of need. If you or a loved one have been injured in an auto accident, call 407-599-9036 for a free consultation or visit chadbarlaw.com. At Chad Barr Law, our clients come to us in need and leave as family. Offices, Altamont Springs.
Hey, this is Travis Dever, Kai's Real Estate, the Dever team, New Smyrna Beach. Your source for real estate and everything else, New Smyrna Beach. Proud sponsor of Knightline. Call me anytime at 386-690-1636. That's 386-690-1636. Let me show you my hometown, New Smyrna Beach, UCF's favorite beach. Go Knights and charge on.
Looking for more out of your Porsche? Look no further than Flat6Motorsports.com. They have the widest selection of aftermarket Porsche parts anywhere in the world. With over 85 product lines and in-depth expertise, Flat6Motorsports.com is your one-stop shop for any Porsche performance needs. Whether you're shopping for intakes, exhausts, suspension, or tuning, they have you covered. Flat6Motorsports.com is the premier Porsche aftermarket specialist. Check them out at Flat6Motorsports.com.
And now, back to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Call now at 844-580-9326.
All right, back on Knightline at Night with you. I'm Andrew Phegley, live from the Dever Team Studios, brought to you by Chad Barlaw. We were talking UCF sports, 75-59 win over the Evansville Purple Aces in basketball yesterday, and a 49-17 win over the UConn Huskies yesterday in football. Going back to basketball, UCF football is basketball. Oh boy. UCF basketball is 4-0 to start the season, 2-0 on the road, which is good as well. But they're a very balanced team this year, and lots of offense and lots of speed, which is a little bit of a different thing. I think they're a different team this year, just seeing, just the limited number of games that they've played, but they have it together, and the guys are playing really good, and together is the biggest thing. You can't see one guy out there that's just a ball hog and doesn't want to share the ball. They're passing the ball, and everybody's getting, to do their thing. Darren Green Jr., 17 points. Darius Perry, 15 points. Freeman, which is a guy that I don't know that well. Taim Freeman got in there and got 11 points as well this week. So 8 points for Isaiah Adams. Sean Mobley got a couple. So pretty balanced. CJ Walker got 9. Pretty good run. What do you think there, Roger? For a second.
Sports ball. 50% shooting again this week, which was pretty solid. 3-point. We did great behind the arc. Darren Green Jr. 50%. Darius Perry 3 for 5 at the 3-point line. I just the rebounding again was very, very solid. We had 23 defensive rebounds. So between the rebounding, the assists, and the fact that we can hit the 3 ball, I mean, we're going to win a lot of games that way. And to your point, it's in the past there's been a few. Just a few players that we've kind of relied on to pull us in different directions. But we have a deep bench, and we're doing a really good job in spreading the ball around. And there's more than one person that's successful. We're not relying on Brandon Mahan. We're not relying on Darius Perry or Darren Green Jr., who had an off season last season. So, you're right. This team is different. They're playing defensively. They got more depth so they can play press more often. We're great on the glass, and they're passing the ball around and shooting the 3. I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, it's Evansville, but hey, they're 4-0 and they're doing well.
Yeah, I mean, they've shown the same things through all 4 games, though, which is that we were talking about. And I mean, I don't know what happened. Johnny Dawkins, I don't know what they did differently, but this is a different kind of basketball. I mean, there's something different going on here. It seems like they're playing as a team a lot better. That's what it's. I'm not a basketball professional. I know football a lot more than basketball. Ben's not here this week because he's calling some basketball up in Daytona. There's
basketball if you guys need some help with that.
Okay, I mean. Have you been paying attention to UCF basketball?
I mean, yeah, I definitely have. I mean, you've beat a really decent Miami program early on in the year, and you have really good players on the team. I mean, obviously the notable guy on this team is CJ Walker because he's the first ever 5-star prospect to ever put on a jersey for the Knights. I call him the Golden Knights still, so don't be offended.
Yeah, we don't, and people get mad about that.
I'm sorry, people that get mad about that. That's what I grew up with knowing. So just put up with it.
Old school.
Yeah, I'm old school. But I mean, you're looking at this team, and we talked about this a little bit off the air, Phegley, but you're kind of building this program for the next few years because you make that jump into the Big 12. And you look at the team that's here now. It's a very consistent team, as you guys said. It's a really good 3-point shooting team. But even some of the teams on this schedule, they have Oklahoma and Auburn coming up. They have to play Florida State, who was a national championship contending team a couple of years ago, Michigan, and obviously you play Memphis twice a year, but that's another up-and-coming program.
Yeah, Johnny Dawkins loves to build these early schedules up like this because he wants to see what he has with his team, and I think that is a great opportunity to see, and our recruiting class is even getting better. We're going to take a break again real quick, and then we'll be back and we'll talk a lot more about all this stuff. See you in a few minutes. If you haven't figured it out yet, I love Tijuana Flats. I would love them even if they weren't a partner with us on the Knightline Sports Network. They have all kinds of great Tex-Mex food, and it's fresh, by the way. Made to order burritos, tacos, enchiladas, chimichangas, quesadillas, bowls, nachos, and taco salads. And if you haven't tried the queso, you are completely missing out. It is the best queso that I've ever had in my life. Absolutely hands down. And the sauce bar that they have, everything from wild to mild in there. Absolutely awesome, awesome stuff. Not only do I love the food at Tijuana Flats, but I love the company, a UCF-born company. And they give back to the community with the Justin Queso Foundation. So head to your local Tijuana Flats. Tex-Mex for everyone. Hey Jeep Wrangler owners, have you ever sat in your office at work and watched the rain just pour into your Jeep because the weatherman said that there was a 0 chance of rain? Or you put your doors back on because there was a 100% chance and then not a drop of rain fell? Well, there's a company out there that can help take the worry away and give you the peace of mind to be without your doors. The company's called Life Without Doors. They make waterproof rain curtains and dash covers for Wranglers. Life Without Doors is there to help make the decision to leave the doors at home an easy one. Find out more at lifewithoutdoors.com.
Spice up your company with homemade marketing services from Tasty Gravy Creative. Tasty Gravy serves up a menu of budget-friendly marketing, graphic design, and public relations services customized to your specific goals. Co-owned by a UCF graduate, Tasty Gravy can help refresh your brand, strengthen your online presence, or reinforce your company's message. Contact Tasty Gravy for help with your website, social media, marketing, advertising materials, and more. Visit tastygravy.com.
And now, back to Nightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Call now at 844-580-9326.
All right, Andrew Phegley back with you here at Nightline at Night, live from the Denver Team Studios, brought to you by Chad Barlaw, assisting injured veterans get the help they deserve. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036, or visit protectingvets.com. You can also call Travis Dever for all your New Smyrna Beach real estate needs, 386-690-1636. And if you need a new or used car, truck, or Jeep, give me a call, 386-736-3000. We're doing that. Also, we're taking your calls, 844-580-9326, 844-580-9326, or you can use the open mic feature in the WDBO app. Once again, I'm Andrew Phegley at AP underscore on Knightline on Twitter. Jeez, I'm messing this thing up today like nobody's business. I got Roger Phipps with me at Night Bengal on Twitter. And you can find all the rest of our content, which is really a lot better than this, at nightlinesports.com on the interwebs. Roger's back with me for the rest of the show, which is good. We've had some issues today. All right, let's talk about football for UCF. 49-17 win over the UConn Huskies. UConn is not good this year. They are 1-10. They beat, who was it? Was it Princeton that they beat? That's the only team they beat? Princeton, yep. Yeah. An Ivy League team, which, or Yale. It was Yale. Sorry. It was Yale. But they beat an Ivy League team, and they lost, I believe, to a FCS team. But it is what it is. UCF only a few years ago didn't beat anybody a couple of times. So one time. But got freshman quarterback Mikey Keene running on all cylinders yesterday. 23 of 29 for 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then a running touchdown as well, which was pretty cool. 2 throwing touchdowns and 1 running touchdown. Ran for like 30 yards, just took off back there. Like, you know, we had seen a quarterback that was here before that wore number 10. He took off pretty good, and it really kind of reminded me of him because he was out there making cuts and making people miss, Roger. It did. It reminded me of him. I hate to say that. You know that I don't like to make comparisons like that.
No, you don't.
But he looked like him. If you didn't know what you were looking at, maybe it was a replay of a couple of years ago, really. I mean, I'm dead serious. He, you know, I don't know. It was a weird kind of a flashback moment for me.
Well, you know, the other thing about running quarterbacks that was interesting to me is that Joey Gatewood did end up coming back. We heard last week that he had a banged up ankle, but Parker Navarro was in there. And man, has he got some wheels too. He's been filling that role really well, comparatively speaking. And I think he performed better than Gatewood has on the running game. I mean, he's had some tough runs.
It's a little bit different with Parker, I think, because people don't expect. They knew what Joey Gatewood was going to do. Everybody knows. Parker, I mean, he's doing kind of the same thing, but here's what Gus had to say about that, actually.
Yeah, Parker's a guy that really stood out in the spring and really even fall camp with his running ability. I mean, he's a phenomenal runner, and Joey got banged up here against Tulane, had an ankle, and so, you know, he just filled in. And every time he's got his opportunity, he's answered the bell. He made a really good run on the one that bounced down the sideline for about 20, 30 yards too. So, you know, he's a weapon.
All right. Well, he ran for 41 yards, 3 carries, 41 yards, that longest one being 32. So he actually had a longer run than Mikey Keene did. Mikey Keene had the one for 30. Parker Navarro had the one for 32. So, I mean, we've got some running quarterbacks back there, and that's good to have. You never know what you're going to need. Mark Anthony Richards also got in on the carrying the ball, 10 carries, 31 yards. Not too great. 1 touchdown, though. So we had Johnny Richardson, Parker Navarro, Mikey Keene, and Mark Anthony Richards all have rushing touchdowns, which was cool. Ryan O'Keefe, man, throwing the ball. He has an arm. I mean, he has a gun on him. He can spin it.
Yeah, I was very surprised. They actually ran it twice, and that's a new wrinkle for him because, you know, they have him jetting across the back of the line there just to confuse folks. And you don't know if he's going to go for a jet sweep or if he's going to take the ball and throw it for a touchdown or what he's going to do. I mean, he had decent spin on the ball. And, you know, when he had that receiver open, I mean, I think it was Brandon Johnson. He was wide open, but he was a ways down the field and he passed it perfectly right to where he needed to be. So that's a new wrinkle that people hadn't seen before for Ryan O'Keefe, and man, did he deliver.
I think he'd thrown one in the regulars. I think he threw another one this year. He did. Maybe that was was it in the spring game or was it an actual game? I'm not sure, but here's what Mikey Keene had to say on O'Keefe's throw.
I mean, I told him he was saying that he underthrew it a little bit, but I told him those are the hardest passes when someone's just that wide open. So as long as he got the completion and then the touchdown, it was awesome. I was so happy for him. That was awesome.
Yeah, so he played quarterback in high school, so it's not the first time that he's done any of that kind of stuff. So good to see him doing that. Good to see another way to get him involved, another wrinkle in the offense that Gus Malzahn has come up with. I'm going to go back to Parker here real quick because I got a clip with Mikey Keene talking about Parker Navarro as well.
You know, I'm so happy for Parker because just the entire offseason, the work ethic that he established throughout the entire offseason, it was the standard for the entire team, honestly. I like to be around him because he pushes everyone. He pushes me to be better. And just what he does throughout the entire year, he just never complains about everything. And he was a guy who just waited for his opportunity. And now that he's getting it, he's making the most of it. So I'm super proud of him and just happy for what's happening for him because he's definitely worked for it and put the work in behind it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Parker Navarro because the quarterback situation has gotten a little weird at UCF. As far as I'm concerned at this point, we're not sure what's going to happen with Dylan Gabriel, if he's going to come back even next year. There is a question. There is an opportunity for him possibly to go someplace else. We have Mikey Keene. Parker Navarro was behind Dylan Gabriel last year as his backup. Now he's behind Mikey Keene as well. You never know what Parker Navarro does. We've got a few quarterbacks, on the roster, so it could be interesting in the next next season. I hope that Dylan Gabriel stays. I'm assuming he's going to stay. I'm not going to be the guy that goes on the radio and says that and starts some crazy rumor. I'm definitely not going to be that guy. But you never know what's going to happen. The world of college football has changed in the last couple of years with this transfer portal thing. And you'd be crazy if you didn't think that the top players in college football are getting calls or making calls and trying to position themselves in a different place. You'd be crazy if you think that. Yes, it's not legal for, between coaches and players from different teams and stuff like that in certain situations. But if you think that there's not that stuff going on, you're absolutely nuts. So, yeah.
I mean, to your point, Thomas Castellanos is something else to throw into
that's
that
another
mix
thing,
because,
yeah.
Yeah, because he's coming in next year, and by all accounts, he looks like he's a pretty solid quarterback as well. Georgia was after him. He stuck with his commitment to us. He's one of those guys that if he was a little bit taller, he'd be a 5-star. So he's played really, really well in his last year of high school, and obviously Georgia took notice. And if Georgia's taking notice, they're a program on the top of the mountain right now. If they're taking notice, then obviously he's doing a great job. So you throw him in the mix next year as well, it's going to get really interesting. I'd expect somebody to transfer at some point. And I think at the beginning of the season, I was saying that was Parker Navarro,
right. Just because, but this stuff is, getting in the games for him, if that happens to be what he does, it's good for him. I mean, these are things that need to happen for him if that's what he's planning on doing. I hope that he doesn't. I mean, I like the guy. He came here. He's all the way from Arizona, just like Mikey Keene, which is kind of interesting that both of them are. But, it's one of those things. There's only so much room on a football team. And if you want playing time these days, you have the opportunity to go someplace else and do that.
Well, and this isn't the UCF of old. I remember back in the day when we were talking about, Blake Bortles and Jeff Godfrey, and there were only two guys, right? At that time, we would get and go all in on one quarterback and ride that quarterback to the end. And now, as our ascension as a program and in the college football space, and then with the Big 12 looming as well, that's going to change even more. We see more folks transferring out than transferring in. And, that's just a byproduct of the quality of the players that we're bringing in and the competition for those starting spots, because those are players that in the past we would work with and train up to get them where they needed to be. That was George O'Leary's diamond mining or what have you. But now, I mean, we're getting these quality players in and higher level recruits. This last season was one of our best recruiting classes ever. And so there's going to be more competition in these spots. And it's just a different dynamic as UCF fans as the program has grown and it's brought in better quality talent.
Yeah, and as we found out this year, the backup quarterback, and it's true every year, we just don't, luckily we don't have to, think about this very often, but it's one play away
Right.
from playing. A guy like Thomas Castellanos, he can come in here, next year and possibly have the same thing happen. You never know. Hopefully not. But, he had some good recruiting prospects. It was Georgia Tech that you were talking about, but it's Kansas, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Florida Atlantic, Coastal Carolina, Akron, UCF. So
no, late in the game, Georgia came in like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
They started recruiting him really, really, really hard.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, I knew about Georgia Tech, but this was the UGA.
Oh, okay. Well, Let's hope that he doesn't get taken away by somebody. I don't think that he will. He's pretty much been one of those guys that said that he is 100% from the beginning. And the last tweet that I saw from him, he was 110%. And so we'll see about that. Recruiting's doing pretty good for UCF with this new class, and that's coming up soon. It's coming up in December. For a lot of these guys to sign right now, that recruiting rank on Rivals at least is 34, number 34. And we were upset that we weren't, at 50 not too long ago. So being at 34, it's looking pretty good, and I can't wait. These things are going to get even better once we get even closer to the Big 12. So it is coming. The time is coming for UCF to start landing 5 stars and, playing in the Big 12 and, having more of an opportunity to get where we want to go. So
yeah,
that's a good thing.
Look, even, to your point about the quarterbacks, Tanner Mordecai, who played last year, carved us up, 5-star transfer from Oklahoma.
Yeah. And that's there's options with that stuff too. So, with transfers, transfers and the transfer portal changed the game of college football. It's free agency. I've been calling it that for the entire time since we heard that, that was what was going to happen. So this is it. You're seeing it. I hope you like it. All right. We're going to take a break here real quick. We'll be right back on Knightline at Night.
I'm Jeff Allen. Join me each and every week on the Knightline Sports Network for the AAC Report. We bring you in-depth coverage of each school in football, basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, golf, tennis, and more, as well as bring you insider interviews and focus in on the biggest games and news of the week. That's all right here each week on the AAC Report, only on the Knightline Sports Network.
Welcome. This is a promo for the Take a Left at Albuquerque podcast, new to the Knightline Sports Network. You should listen to it. I say things like this. We need to stop blaming Jerry because we would do the exact same thing if we owned the Dallas freaking Cowboys. Do you know how much fun it is to own the Dallas Cowboys? My guests will say things sometimes like this.
It's the Lord of the Flies thing that happens when they don't understand that things are wrong, spoiler alert, until Piggy dies.
Lord of the Flies has been out for like 100 years. I don't even know.
Sorry to everyone at home who I spoiled the book for. A book's been out for like 90 years or something.
And sometimes, rarely though, I'll say really stupid things like this. If they don't make it out of the West and the Raptors get to the finals, I will go on either this show or whoever's show and say that Kawhi Leonard is overrated because I have too much evidence of it. New episodes drop every Friday with me and some of my good friends right here on the Knightline Sports Network.
And now, back to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Call now at 844-580-9326.
All right, back on Knightline at Night, live from the Denver Team Studios, brought to you by Chad Barlaw. Our good friend Jeff Allen does the AAC report every week, talks about all the teams in the AAC. Here is his little scoreboard that he does for us every week. This is the AAC scoreboard.
Time now to check out the rest of the scores around the American. On Friday night, number 17, Houston completed a perfect regular season in conference with a 31-13 victory over Memphis. Third-ranked Cincinnati clinches a spot in their third straight AAC championship game as they romped over SMU 48-14. They extended the nation's second longest home winning streak to 26 games and keep alive hopes of reaching the college football playoff for the first time. Owen Daffer drilled a 54-yard field goal as time expired to give East Carolina a 38-35 win at Navy. The Pirates get to 7-4 in the season, sit third in the conference at 5-2. Tulane gets their second win on the season as they rolled over South Florida 45-17, and Tulsa routed Temple 44-10. I'm Jeff Allen. We'll recap those games and get you set for the Thanksgiving weekend contest, including our Spotlight Game of the Week, the war on I-4 between UCF and South Florida, on this week's AAC report, only on the Knightline Sports Network.
Alrighty, thank you, Jeff Allen, for that. And now it is time for the Tijuana Flats Hot Take of the Week. Welcome to the Tijuana Flats Hot Take of the Week. Visit TijuanaFlats.com for takeout or delivery, or visit your local Tijuana Flats. Tex-Mex for everyone. All right, the Tijuana Flats Hot Take of the Week is where we give our score predictions for the upcoming week. And UCF is taking on the dreaded Cows. The South Florida Cows is what we call them. They're 2-9, 1-6 in conference, but this is a rivalry game. So, Roger, what do you think is going to happen in this game? It's always crazy.
Yeah, I think the Cows are going to get, to use your term, smoked, baked, smothered, and covered. So I'm going to say 38-21 UCF. We have a nice ribeye and enjoy our Thanksgiving holiday.
I don't know if that's smoked, though. I would think, like, what happened to Oregon or Michigan State this week being smoked. So I don't know here. So I guess it's my chance. I go to Tijuana Flats, by the way. Speaking of smoked, they have some great hot sauces, and some of those have some little bit of a smoky flavor in them, and they are absolutely awesome. So I'm going to say, man, this is a difficult one for me, but I don't think that we score any less than 45 points. They're giving up a lot of points. So I'm going to say 45-14, the exact same amount that Tulane beat them by, which I'm just saying.
So you're gonna have your steak Pittsburgh style.
Oh yeah.
Smoked.
Yes, yeah, Pittsburgh, exactly. Yeah, I like it like that. By the way, steaks are good like that. Yeah, so I just have a feeling that we've got looks like the offense is back a little bit. Defense is a little banged up, so. Hopefully they can, keep them under, the points, but they're only scoring 24.1. The matchup predictor, which is my favorite thing, gives them an 11.6% chance to win the game. So I'm happy with that. And we're an 18.5 point favorite at this point. So,
and if we win, we take the series lead.
Absolutely. Okay, that is going to do it for us. This has been Knightline at Night. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Andrew Phegley. Go Knights.
Charge on.